At the heart of this paradox is a simple relationship: the prices of what a country sells versus what it buys. Economists call this the terms of trade. If your export prices fall while the prices of the things you import go up, you have to export more and more just to afford the same amount of imported goods. Let's stick with the coffee exporting nation. If the world coffee prices collapse because of oversupply, its farmers have to ship out way more beans just to buy the same amount of oil or machinery from other countries. The growth in the quantity of coffee they're producing becomes almost meaningless because it's completely offset by the crash in price. It's like being on a treadmill. You're running faster and faster, but getting absolutely nowhere. Now, this situation rarely affects small countries whose output is just a drop in the ocean of global supply. But for major exporters or economies that depend heavily on a single commodity, the risk is very real. The lesson here is stark. Growth that isn't paired with some control over prices is growth on borrowed time. Today, the logic of immiserizing growth has moved beyond just raw materials. Think about manufacturing. Countries all over the world compete to attract factories by cutting costs. That means lower wages, weaker regulations, and looser environmental rules. It's a race to the bottom. When too many countries join this race, the global price of cheap labor effectively falls. Factories multiply and exports surge, but the real incomes of the workers barely budge. What looks like growth on a national balance sheet hides the fact that value is leaking out of the country. For the people on the ground, it can feel like prosperity without any real empowerment. So, if growth can make you poorer, how do you escape the trap? The answer lies in a few key things: diversification, bargaining power, and creating more value. Countries that have successfully avoided this paradox did so by moving up the value chain. They went from just exporting raw materials to processing them, innovating, and building their own brands.